So in case you've been living under a rock, Nintendo has released the Switch 2 within the last, 3 or 4 days. So, understandably, I understand that I am a bit late talking about it, but I'm not really up to date with a lot of things, so that was just gonna always be the case. But I saw the trailer while I was at work, and even though this isn't new to me, like I'm not reacting to it for the first time, there are some things that I kind of wanted to talk about in this trailer. So I wanted to play it and just discuss certain things. So let's get that going. Classic Nintendo logo. Oh, you know what? I should probably I should probably plug my headphones in real quick. Okay. So now we're on the trolley. Then the classic Nintendo logo. Turn that up a little bit. There you go. So first, I guess first things first is that I kind of figured that they were just gonna make it bigger. Now something that I've been thinking about is, why is this called the Switch 2 and not just the Switch Pro? Well, I mean, we don't want to have another Wii and Wii U incident where people don't know what the Wii U is. So we don't want people being confused on what the Switch 2 is. So they call it the Switch 2, but I think it's, in my opinion, it just kind of looks like a Switch, but again. So that's where the charger is going to go, or where it plugs into the dock. And then this is another charging port on top of it, so that if you have it on a table, you can actually charge it while it's in tabletop mode. And we got the headphone jack in here still. We got another kickstand. It looks to be a lot more sturdy. It kind of reminds me of the kickstand that they did for the Switch OLED, but that's a model I never bought. I guess the Switch OLED is kind of like a Switch Pro, isn't it? Well, that kind of defeats my last point, but alright. And here we go. Okay, so they made the Joy-Cons bigger. Now, I'm wondering if this size increase is actually going to be important, or if it's still going to be too small for everyone's hands, because Joy-Cons are right now, they're pretty small, and people with bigger hands kind of struggle to hold them. So I don't know if this is going to be that big of a difference. I hope it is, but we'll see. Oh, also, no one's been talking about that there's an extra button here. That there's just an extra button right here. Now it doesn't have a logo or anything on it, like the home button or the capture button. It's just a blank button. But this does something. This does something, and I've seen no one talk about it. Okay, so now that I have a good view of the actual Joy-Con out of the Switch body, this makes me think it's gonna be bigger, because the Joy-Cons, the little trigger buttons, when you have them holding them like this, the buttons are kind of just in the body, but now this little part extends out, and now you have this, so it might be easier to play with. by itself. I do like the muted colors. That's just buttons. Okay, so now that we're on the joystick part, I'm gonna pray. I'm praying to Allah that these do not drift like the other ones. I've been very lucky where I've barely had Joy-Con drift. But whenever I do, I typically get that fixed. I've only had it happen to be like once, maybe even twice. But I kind of go through the Switch's home menu and get that shit checked out. It's funny because my Pro Controller actually drifted more than the Joy-Cons did. Again, I got that fixed. But for the people that this was a major problem for, I hope to God that gets fixed. They look a bit chunkier, the Joy-Cons do. Okay, I want to get into this. How does that work? Like, without it just falling out or, like, breaking. If you drop... There's a lot of questions I have regarding this new... rail system. Now, all this is purely speculative because, well, I have a real Switch. I don't have a Switch 2 yet. But like with the Switch, you push the button and then you slide it up. I think that's pretty good. It keeps it locked in there. But this, it just feels like you just kind of jam it in there, and it's in. To me, that there's questions regarding its structural stability, its structural integrity. That's what I meant to say. Because like if you bend this a little bit, does it just break off? What if you drop it and the pieces just come out, the Joy-Cons just come out? I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to think about. Ultimately, it's just a Switch. But again, they did. Okay, here's something. They went through the trouble of giving you more screen real estate, but then they still kept these very chunky bezels here. I wonder why they did that. But also new Mario Kart, obviously. Everyone's been talking about that, like with the new courses, how many players are actually here, and everyone's kind of up in arms with this Donkey Kong redesign, which is kind of its own thing. Mario looks like he's from Mario Wonder. That's also the consensus I've seen online as well. That it looks like Mario Wonder Mario and Mario Wonder Luigi. Bowser looks kind of weird. He looks like he just doesn't look like family friendly Bowser. He kind of looks like an evil version of Bowser, if that makes any sense. Like he like his mouth looks bigger. He has pointier teeth. His horns are more out. So interesting. But Mario Kart, people have been saying that this might be Mario Kart 9, by the way, and I don't think that's true. I think Nintendo wants you to think of Mario Kart Tour as Mario Kart 9, and this will be Mario Kart X. This is gonna be Mario Kart X right here. Mostly because ignoring the Mario Kart Tour thing I just said, 9 has always been a very unlucky number, and a lot of the times it's skipped, like the iPhone, for example. So this might just be Mario Kart X. Plus, it sounds better, and people will buy it if it's Mario Kart 10 or Mario Kart X, whatever, right? So this controller looks like the exact same. I have nothing to say about that. It looks like the exact same. But yeah, look at the course, Yoshi's Cafe. I like that. So coming this year, yeah, we all kind of knew that. Now let's pay attention to this. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Go figure, right? It's the Switch. It's still a Switch. It's gonna play Switch and Switch 2 games. Plays both physical and digital Switch games. Now this is what everyone's talking about. Certain Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Switch 2. So, we're gonna get into that whenever they have the direct in April. But this makes people think. I have seen online that people think, I'm gonna get into Smash real quick. People think that because of this line right here, that we're gonna get a brand new Smash game because, well, it's gonna have Smash Ultimate, so they can't port Smash Ultimate if being backwards compatible kind of already ports itself, if that makes sense. So they think that there's going to be a new Smash title to go along with this. Now, I want to be wrong about this. Okay, I do, but I don't think we're getting a new Smash title, because Smash Ultimate is the ultimate Smash title. So you can't really go up. It's not like Melee going into Brawl or Brawl going into Smash 4 where they were adding and cutting characters, because that's just what they're doing back then. From Smash 4 to Ultimate, they made the decision to bring everyone back. Now you can't really go backwards and do that. But that's my thoughts on the Smash situation. So, and they had to put this here to cover their ass. So, this is gonna be interesting to look at. This is gonna be very interesting. April is gonna be a fun month, but yeah, that's the Switch 2. I wanted to just share a couple things that I thought about when I'm watching other people react to it. So, it's gonna be a very interesting. It's gonna be an interesting 2025, and they're gonna. Yeah, you know what's funny? I actually saw this first. I saw this going around on Twitter before I actually saw this video. Right? I saw that there's gonna be hands-on events for the Switch 2, so I guess we're gonna have to leave it up to these people to really tell us if the Switch 2 is that different. But I'm gonna buy it anyway. I'm gonna buy it 100% anyway. Just for the new games and shit. But I don't know. I'm probably just gonna play Smash Ultimate on the Switch 2 and just keep going. But we'll see. We'll see. So what a very chill. Oops, it's restarting. What a very chill announcement, and I know they did that because I feel like they did this trailer because it got leaked. So I mean, they were just kind of like, okay, fine, here, take a look at it and leave us alone. So that's the Switch 2.